All right, we're live. Listen, I was going to do a test, live stream test anyway, and I figure I got to do a review for The Walking Dead comic issue 167. Let's get this out of the way right away. There will be spoilers in this video. Now, here's the important thing. I'm hoping we are, in fact, live. Here's the very important thing. If there is a little bit of lag visually, all right, we can deal with that. We can work with that. But if it's cutting out the audio, if you cannot hear me at all, like it was the last two times, it's very important you let me know. I will just shut it down and then we'll start over again. But if you can hear me, let me know. Let me know in the chat right now. Can you hear me? Is it lagging? Is it, clipping? Is it shutting off the audio? Look at this! A comic Lucille bat! Yo, I am hyped! You know the guy who sent in the bloody one? Well, I texted him that night and I messaged him and I said, yo, a comic Lucille bat would be crazy if it was black with white barbed wire. Look at that! I got a map mail video. I just wanted to show this off because it is just so friggin' cool. I haven't seen a black Lucille bat with white barbed wire, so I just had to show that off. Oh, I almost got hurt. I almost got hurt real bad. And I had to show this off because this is just too cute. This is from, what is the, oh, I was going to say, what is it stuck on? It's stuck on the barbed wire. But this is Tea No Evil, and it's Negan with diner and drinks service with a smile. He's holding a cheeseburger with Glenn's eyeball in it, and he's got a bloody bat. Now, I was going to wait and because I did a map mail video, but I just couldn't wait. I had to show you those two things. But that video will come in a day or two. We'll have a lot of fun with it. Let me put Lucille down. So, let me look at the questions. We're all good in the chat, right? No problems with the audio? Everything's good? Yeah. I want to fist you with that bat. Well, that's creepy. It's kind of creepy, bro. It's a little bit creepy. Is no one gonna answer me? We'll get into the comic in 10 seconds. Quality looks great. All right then, let's do this. The Walking Dead issue 167. Sad issue. Sad issue. One thing I'll say right off the bat: when you get main characters, it's easy to say, oh man, or it's easy to, wish and hope that you get an insane, crazy, epic death, like something just nuts, right? But sometimes we forget how the realistic moments, and I hate using, I'm going to come up with something different to say to capture what I mean, but because it's a zombie story, you know what I mean? But there's something very real with how she died. Just getting bit, Eugene getting surrounded, just getting bit. It's so simple, yet Kirkman was able to effectively and emotionally tell that story and give a respectful end to this character without going overboard and creating some crazy shit like Beta comes out of the woods at the last minute, beats her ass and she ends up killing him before she gets bit herself. Maybe he holds her. That would have been epic though, but he holds her and she gets bit and all that shit. But I remember this old prohibition movie about gangsters and shit, and I remember looking at the true story and the real ending to one of the guys. In real life, they changed it, I think, for the movie, but in real life, he broke his toe, fell into a lake because he was drunk and it was freezing, and he got pneumonia and died. Obviously, Hollywood is going to change that ending, you know what I mean? I feel like that is a realistic telling of that character's life because that's what happens in real life. Dude gets pneumonia and just dies slow. I see someone says Medina. I hope I got that right. It's a dumb death. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You will have fans in the community saying it was weak, it was dumb, I didn't like it, whoop-de-whoop. And I respect your opinions on that. I am going to disagree. I like this and I accept this. I don't think it was the strongest death as far as being all crazy and insane, but we have to look at the fact that you can't keep topping the deaths, because then it would just get ridiculous. The story would suffer. The story would absolutely suffer if they started making these. It would start jumping the shark all the damn time if they started making all these crazy reasons to have insane ways to kill the characters, you know? So keep doing what you're doing, please. Ha ha ha. I'm gonna damn well try. Still didn't get a Negan and Maggie moment. No, not yet. But they're both there. And I'm getting a little pissed about that, a little frustrated. Listen, and I know you need to highlight Andrea's death. Let me just look, because they had a moment with everybody holding Rick down. Was Maggie there? If she wasn't, yeah, Maggie's there. And Negan ain't there, so I am hoping. But she has to know by now. Negan came and visited Andrea, you know what I mean? He was like, yo, you're hot as fuck. Yeah, good call, Danny. You're the man, Ronnie. Thank you. Still get a Negan. Ronnie, you're awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. I want to stop and highlight this. I just want to say that because of the ad apocalypse thing, I did that Patreon video yesterday. I was able to check like 2 hours after it was up. I was able to comment. The amount of support, it's unbelievable, and it means the world to me. We might actually be able to withstand some of the brunt of the ad boycott, and it might actually work with the amount of support. And I just want to say to the entirety of the Map family, saying thank you it just isn't enough. So I'm going to do my damnedest to make some really cool rewards, and also some additional, thank you for supporting me on YouTube rewards, like for all the likes, for all the views, for all the this, for all of that, for watching for years. I want to create special little videos, you know what I mean? To be like, here's a bonus video just to say thank you, something epic and something cool. And I also want to do more of these live streams for you guys, because I got a ton of requests for the live stream. Ronnie, shut up, get into the comic. All right, so just to recap, this comic was a little bigger, and the idea behind the comic, this particular issue, was to focus on Andrea's death. This is a farewell issue to Andrea, and it even has a farewell message in the back. You just can't deny it. We start the issue with Rick and Andrea where we picked off, with them on the floor after Sherri getting accidentally killed. And then Rick emerges, and he emerges from the house, and he's like, there is still so much more to do. This was something that Kirkman wanted Rick to go through. It might not have been the strongest death, and I want to talk about that just briefly, because for everyone, huge thank you to Danny Grouse. Did I pronounce that right? Ronnie, keep it going, man. We make our own path. Hell yeah, we do. Huge thank you for the super chat donation. Appreciate that in a huge way. But back to the story. I might do a super chat commercial. I just heard about this, but it's like I'll talk for a while, and then I'll go and check the super chat donations, and then I'll shout everyone out when we get some downtime, because I don't want to break it up when I have a thought going and mess it up for everyone who's listening, trying to make the experience as smooth as possible for everybody. But I also want to show some love to the super chats. Anyway, so the idea here, if I didn't already forget what I was talking about. I remember. All right, so you have this death that is categorized as weak for a lot of fans, probably, right? Or maybe a little bit. I haven't had time. I only seen like 2 comments that said it was bad. Oh, I missed that. I can't stick with the... please stick to the review. Yep, that's exactly what we're doing. But you have the Whisperer War, which was something that, one thing I also want to do is I'm going to slow down a bit, because I see a couple comments like, Ronnie, you nervous? No, I want to pack as much into the video as possible, so I'm trying to talk fast to do that. But let's slow it down a notch. The Whisperer War, a lot of fans thought that was underwhelming, and I absolutely understand. But I don't want to talk about whether you liked it or not. I want to focus on a story, because that actually helps explain this issue and Andrea's death specifically. You have the ending here where Rick goes through this whole experience, and it was filled with the dialogue, and that is very important when you reread it, and what we see from Rick and from his story after this. And it is extremely important, because with Robert Kirkman's mind as the writer, he is setting this part of the story up to catapult Rick into a specific direction for that story. Just like the Whisperer War. Remember when I was saying, oh, it would be amazing if, the zombies came in and the Whisperers were in the herd and they were killing everybody and whoop-de-whoop. Well, the reason why Kirkman didn't have this insane, crazy battle is because he was setting up this storyline with Andrea, with the Saviors, with Negan. We don't even know what's happening with that, with Negan on the cover. So that's another thing we have to look at as, what is this doing with Rick, and what is this doing with Rick and the story pushing it forward, because this is going to affect him mentally, emotionally. He's still going through some shit, and this loss is either going to cripple him or make him stronger. And I have a feeling that he shouldn't just come out of this, I don't think, as 100% okay and lead the charge. He should come out of this stumbling a little bit, but in the end, I think we might get a badass Rick after this. That image of Rick on the one cover cosplaying as Negan, it might not have been just an awesome cover for the fans, but it could foreshadow what's to come with Rick after that loss, after the loss he suffered in this issue. All right, so a real quick recap in case anyone didn't pick it up yet, or maybe I know some people say they get bootlegs and it's hard to read, but essentially Rick, Michonne and Dwight walk in and they take Andrea into a bed, they get her comfortable, and that's an important part in the story that I thought was great writing, how Andrea took notice of the fact that she's not hiding behind a tree somewhere waiting to die. She is in her own bed surrounded by people she loved. I thought that was excellent writing, and there's one bit of dialogue. I thought the dialogue between Carl and Andrea, I'll be honest, I thought it was a little cringy. The dad said, you don't want people being sad. It's hard, but I could be strong for you. Live long enough to see. Like, all that stuff. There was a little bit cringe there, but there's a moment between Rick and Andrea towards the end that I thought was great. This shit was nuts. Andrea leaning forward, being like, you can and you will. Even I jumped back. I'm like, damn, look at that face. Man, Andrea looked like shit. Yeah, these splash pages, this one and this one in particular, oh, that is great. That is heartbreaking, and that's great. The artwork on that, loved it. And here's another thing. In a TV show, remember how I pointed out how it kind of mirrors the TV show in a way? Andrea gets bit almost the same spot. She got bit on her neck in the show, didn't she? Or the neck and the shoulder. She got bit, and then later she killed herself. Well, in the comic now, she got bit, and Rick pulls out the gun, and a part of me while reading it was like, I just don't want it to end that way. And for whatever reason, maybe I didn't even understand a reason. Maybe he wanted her to go out in a more, without blowing her face off, you know what I mean? So they can have a burial and an open casket. I don't know. But he pulls out the knife and he decides to put her down with some respect. That way she doesn't look like she got her head blown off. And they add that moment of action too. And I think that, for me, that's something they could have taken out. Rick getting in bed and having all that emotional moment. And I kind of feel like that's a writer's trick to say, well, we have this really important emotional shit happening, and it's just about a character in bed dying. So we need to put some action in here. Let's have Rick start to break down, because that is a part of the story. Let's have him get in bed with her, and then she turns and attacks him, and they have this whole falling out of bed going crazy. And listen, guys, that is the issue. We can break this down by, by the dialogue alone, and we can pull from it. But I feel like this whole issue was one giant tribute to the character of Andrea. If you don't have it, if you guys don't mind, Kirkman read a little bit here. I want to read something from the back. He said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the fans and to myself. I won't read it all. I feel like I killed a close friend. The deaths in this series are never taken lightly. They're never done with a sense of glee. They weigh on me the same way they weigh on you. These characters are very real to me, and their deaths are upsetting to me. And then he talks about how he plotted it out in his mind, and he says, Andrea is dead and the story moves on. I don't know why this had to happen, but I know it did. I know this is another important turning point in the life of the series. I know Andrea's death will mean something, that it will resonate in the stories moving forward for years to come, but I still don't like it, It upsets me. I love Andrea, and I will miss her. I will truly miss her. I think that was awesome, and I think this issue, even though you think it's a weak death, for me personally, I think this issue was an awesome tribute to a character that I personally loved. And she was a bitch in the beginning. I thought she was a big bitch. And then it wasn't until the Hunter story arc where I started getting a little sympathetic to her storyline. And then at the Alexandria point in time in the story, I started being like, man, Andrea's badass. I want to take a moment to read some of the comments to see if we can pull some questions about the issue. If you guys want to ask any questions about the issue or my thoughts since we're live, I want to do that for a little bit. And then I want to stop it. I got to pick up my daughter, and I'm going to record the Walker Withdrawal Wednesday discussion for later tonight. It's definitely going to be Michonne or Carl. What are we talking about? This is so distressing. Just a few more days ago, I was so sure Michonne wouldn't get this death. Now I'm not so sure. Good point. Yeah. And again, TV Michonne is, not only Michonne, like comic Michonne, but she's also TV Andrea because of the relationship and now because of some of the sniper stuff. Did you read Outcast 27? No, I got it. I just didn't read it yet. I got that and Paper Girls. I'm liking Paper Girls. And I'm going to try to get my daughter to read it. I haven't came across nothing too bad in it yet. So I think they dropped like the F-bomb or something. But when I go to pick her up at school, kids are dropping that left and right coming out of school. So I think she hears it. No reason to deny that. Don't you feel they ignored the Savior storyline, which was left on a huge cliffhanger? Yeah, and that gets a little problematic when he's probably plotting these stories out because he has that huge Savior storyline going on, but you can't disrupt this story or else it might seem really shitty. Like instead of being a tribute issue for the character of Andrea, you can have an issue that doesn't really touch emotionally because you wouldn't get, if you had the Savior stuff popping off, you wouldn't get 90% of this because Rick would be dealing with that. We wouldn't have, maybe we would have the characters coming to Andrea, but that would play out in, 6 issues over 6 months? Think about it. You got the Savior ship playing out. You have whatever else that is happening with Dwight, and then you have all the characters individually going up to Andrea. So I think it was important to stop and focus on Andrea for this one issue and then move on. Just hit that and move on. But yeah, something else has to pop off because like we heard in the issue, Dwight has it under control. But Dwight, they also linger on Dwight's face that he might be pretty pissed that Sherri's dead. And we've seen the cover to the one issue where Dwight has a gun to the back of Rick's head, which I feel like that might be misleading right now because even though Dwight had that look, I don't know, they show Rick being confident and let's move forward. I just can't imagine that in another issue or two we're going to see him on his knees with a gun to his head in a weak position, So I think they're building something else up there in a moment. They could throw a curveball at us and have something crazy happen like, Dwight turns on Rick and Negan kills Dwight. That would be fucking weird. I'll just say that right now. Awesome shirt, Ron. Jason is my all-time favorite. Hell yeah, I just got this in a map mail too. A cool map mail. I gotta stop showing you guys everything. You no need to watch the damn thing if you already see everything in the video. What am I doing? I knocked down the bat. Alright, so 168 prediction video like right now. Well, can't be right now. Maybe in 2 days. Yeah, because we're doing Walker Withdrawal Wednesday. I got my Negan video I'm almost done with. And then maybe in 2 days we'll do a predictions video. Rick, you guys want to do a live stream predictions? Excuse me. You guys want to do a live stream prediction video? We can do that maybe. Rick, this weekend, my grandmother wants to take my daughter again. So I can probably do a live stream on Friday night and Saturday night. Oh, that little shit. Oh my God. She pranked me live on my own channel. Oh, she's going to go nuts when she hears that. My daughter has been watching some of these kid prank channels on YouTube, and every now and then she tries to prank me by putting something in my drink, and I'm always yelling at her, you don't mess with someone's drink. She put her juice, which I hate, the the cheap juice and a twisty top thing. She put her juice in my iced tea to prank me. The little turd. She got her juice here. She poured in my and it was disgusting. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I want to see what they do with the Savior storyline. What do we got right here? What do we got? We got another. You got punked. Yeah, she got me. I'm gonna show her this video. She's gonna love that, and then I'm gonna ground her. Here's Negan 13 messes up combined issue 12 comic box. Does it? Wait, what? Oh, the combined 12 issue box. Yeah, listen. Here's the thing that I was complaining about, and I think this is why McFarlane Toys maybe and Skybound hate me, because I talk so much shit on that blind box. And I don't get it, because Skybound, they personally sent me a message and they said, hey, Ronnie, we heard you were complaining. And fuck you. They didn't say that. But they said, hey, just to let you know, to clarify it, it's going to be 48 issues are combined, 48 pages are combined of the Here's Negan, and it's going to be released into the blind box. And Here's Negan will be 64 total pages, which means if you buy that expensive ass blind box for a 25% chance of getting Here's Negan, you still don't get the full Here's Negan, which lets them release the full Negan, which is good news for us, complete. I don't get it. I don't get it. Would you guys buy a one-off story? Like remember the alien story for Rick's brother? Would you buy that one-off missing 2 pages? I don't get it. I just don't get it. What? I really expected her to live. By the way, Ronnie, you got to watch Attack on Titan. Such a good series. And it probably ending, it is almost at issue 100. Yeah, I got to check that out. I definitely got to check that out. Live stream predictions. Who's with me? Hell yeah. Lava J, huge thank you to the, is that in the UK? I didn't know they could do that. Yeah. Oh, all right. Instead of the $, it's the, is that a £? I don't know. I'm showing my lack of knowledge on that. But yeah, Lava, huge thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate the $5, boss. Hey, Ronnie, I was wondering if I could be a moderator. DD Productions. Let me write that down. I don't know. I will see. I make mods of people after I do a little check on them. DD mod. If you've seen me make Taylor Ryder a mod the other day instantly, it's because I was talking to him beforehand. But DD Productions. I'll look you up, bud. You'll probably be a moderator next time we live stream. I check on 2 or 3 things because I had a flood of people being moderators, and I check on certain things, and then I find out they're like massive trolls, so obviously they would try to fuck shit up. Not saying you would, obviously. Just want to check one thing out, and then I'll click that mod button. I'll give you the wrench. So just please bear with me. Give me, probably till the end of the day. Matt Fan Family, how do you rank this issue? To the other death issue. How do you rank this issue to other death issues? Is that your channel name, Matt Fan Family? Nice channel name, boss. How do you rank this issue to the other death issues? On an emotional level, this is my favorite death issue. On a shock, awe, and just like, wow, that was awesome. There's probably a few more I would pick, like the Tyrese, and I liked Andrea 12. I'm talking into the mic. I'm looking into the microphone. I liked Andrea a ton more than I liked Tyrese. But like his death, that moment, that part of the story, that build up, that was just epic. So it's weird in that emotional, like this one death tribute way, on the emotional sense. I love this. It's probably one of my favorite in that aspect. But like I said, in the shock and awe and stuff, I love the blood, gore, the shock, the creative ways of characters dying. I just love it. Like, I love the governor's death. The governor is much like this. The governor's death got a lot of complaints, and the governor's death was unconventional because you in script writing, they teach you to have the hero, no matter what happens, the hero must defeat the villain. directly. You know what I mean? If you can't, if there's no way, if it's like missile attacks and shit, obviously, but the hero better push the button. They pound that in your head in screenplay seminars and shit and courses. With the governor, it was a character we didn't even know, you know, Lily, out of nowhere, boom. And then Kirkman, it was creative genius, turned Lily into a character we know in the novel. That was cool. What do you think happens to Dwight? I can't see him turning on Rick. I can't see it. If he does, I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed. I'll tell you that right now, because Rick done so much. Sherri, fuck, it's Sherri. She cheated on Dwight with Negan. Then she became Negan's wife. And keep in mind, this is different from TV, because I get that comment sometimes. Sherri in the comic is very different. Very different. So she, yeah, fuck. I don't know what that cover means, but I tell you what, if it means what it excuse me, looks like it means, I don't like it. Sorry. Here's Negan. Wreck. What is that? Ronnie, have you seen the Spanish zombie movie Wreck? I think you'll love it. No, but I keep trying to, but for some reason I keep missing it on the digital platforms. I will find some way, shape, or form to watch it though, because I'm starting a new series. It's been a series I've been developing for a few months now. And it's been a series I've been wanting to do for over a year now. I think you guys will love it. I'm hoping you'll love it, because it's man, it's gonna be so much fun, and we get to check in on movies and stuff. It's something I'm gonna start out slow though, because I don't know how long they're gonna take. I don't know if you guys are gonna like them right away. And quarantine is gonna be one of the first, if not the first, we do it on. It's not like an analysis or nothing. It's something fun and playful, but a quarantine. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the U.S. version of Wreck. But no, I hear great things about Wreck. Hey, Ronnie, do you think Michonne in the TV series will get Andrea Comics' death? As of right now, I'm going to say 80% yes, she just might. As of this issue, the only characters still remaining from Volume 1, Days Gone By, are Rick, Carl, and Sophia. Dwight can't turn on Rick. They have been through so much. Exactly. This shit. What do we got? Ronnie, have you played all 3 seasons of The Walking Dead games? No, I have not. Ronnie, I'm saving 2 and 3 to do on this channel. Ronnie, do you prefer... Wow, the ending was just amazing. The thing I hate about live stream is I want to start from the beginning. That's all right. You can start from the beginning or stick here live and then go back to the beginning and watch. But I know just what you mean. I know just what you mean. It's like starting a movie 20 minutes in and you just have that itch, like, I just want to go to the beginning. Rec 1 and 3 are great. I'll check them out. I didn't know they had 3. Maybe it's trying to reference that Dwight is pushing Rick take action in some way, like when people say, I don't have a choice, they got a gun to their head. Oh, it could be symbolism. You are absolutely right. Danny, you are absolutely right. It could be symbolism. Hey, Ronnie. It's me, Josh from Canada. How are you doing, bro? I am doing good. I need a new pair of glasses. I broke my glasses. I can't really see the screen over there. I didn't know the chat would be on that side. Can I move it? Yeah, let me move it over. There we go. All right, here we go. Sophia is still... There we go. Sophia is still alive from Volume 1. Yeah, that person said Sophia, unless they edited it. What happened? I don't know what you mean. Bro, before hoes. Dwight, come on, man. Yeah. Bros before hoes, bruh. Let me move that over. There we go. Sorry, guys. Rec is great. Sophia's still alive. Really didn't like this issue. I can imagine. I could definitely understand there's going to be a few fans who didn't like it, just based on the fact that it was a weak death. And I don't mean weak as in bad writing weak. I just mean weak as in not action-packed, you know? And in a way, and I know we're not going to go down that rabbit hole, but you want deaths to be action-packed or suspenseful or whatever, but when you're trying to tell a story like he did with her getting injured with Eugene, and then rounding up the walkers, and then finally getting to Rick, man, that's 3 issues, that's over the course of 3 months. There's no way you're going to get around that drag feeling, separating it so long between issues, you know? But story-wise, I don't think there's anything he could have done. Ronnie, did you like the voiceover style? Last time I saw that was Ezekiel explaining an attack. I loved, thank you, Nizzle Prizzle, for bringing that up. I love that voiceover style at the end. I absolutely loved it. And yeah, you're right. From what I could remember, you are right that Ezekiel had that last when he was telling Michonne in All Out War what happened. I am so disappointed. Sorry. I am so disappointed about Andrea's death. Big Bro Billy? Is that how you say your name? But when I was reading the end, I want to go back to that real quick. The voiceover style, that's with these square blocks, for anyone who might not know what we're talking about. At the end of the issue, they had square blocks retelling what Andrea told Rick in the middle of the issue when she was dying. And it's just like a movie if you read it the way they intend you to write it, where Rick's coming out of the house and he's looking at all these people, and as he's seeing them, you know, maybe he wants to break down on the inside. Maybe he just wants to give up. That voiceover of what Andrea says, and that's supposed to, you know, tell us that he is not just hearing, you know, what she said, but he's truly taking it to heart, and he's using it to be stronger than letting her death break him down, to be strong in that moment. So I loved it. It felt like a movie, you know. The death was really sad and dark. What do we got? The voiceover reminded me of Maggie's speech in the finale. Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's supposed to be like that. Greetings from Finland. Her death sort of goes into what she said, though. She's just a normal person. There's no iconic death needed. She died the way any other normal person would. Perfectly put. Discuss the dead. Jason says, the voiceover reminded me of Maggie's speech. And why did I read that twice? Throw that shirt behind us. How the hell did Shiva know not to attack? I don't know. We'll save that for a TV show discussion, but it's TV, bro. You know? That's movie magic. Plus, I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard Ezekiel actually had flashcards, which I think is fantastic because he was able to show bad guy faces. Maybe he wrote Savior, or maybe he just did like a smiley face with a frowny face, you know? And then he gave Shiva meat, you know, like a treat every time she attacked. So he put leather jackets on stick figures made out of hay, maybe, and then every time Shiva attacked what was a savior, Ezekiel would give her treats. But then, you know, fucking around. Keep it moving, Ronnie. Shut up. I can't believe they killed off the best character in the comics. It sucks. TV Andrea and comic Andrea are now both dead. That sucks. Yes, it does. I really liked comic Andrea, man. She was really growing on me. Well, and she was hot. Negan's right. She was hot as fuck. How is your daughter? My daughter's doing great. Well, this issue was devastating. Yeah, it's an entire issue of suffering and pain and death. A main character. This is it. They had I knew I should have bought an extra one, but I am budgeting like a crazy person right now. But the stack for the Walking Dead comic, every other comic stack is like this. And for The Walking Dead, it was like through the roof. I knew something was going to happen. I don't know if he does this for every death, but Kirkman said he felt like he was killing a friend. Yeah. That's also something weird. Like, I hate talking like, oh, you know, from the writer's perspective. But even though I haven't had anything published, which I'm hoping to change that this year. Well, the comic, even though we're self-publishing, but that's not the point. But I've still been writing for such a long time, and there's still stories like the characters in Doomsday Kingdom. There's so many things that writers say that I always thought were so weird, and I've talked about this before, like how characters surprise you. It sounds stupid and silly and crazy, but it happens. I mean, when you're writing and you get to know these characters, it is so insane and silly, that bond that you get with the characters, and it's so real, you know? And I feel like writers, when they love and respect and appreciate the characters, it shows in their writing a lot, you know, and I really appreciate that little bit he put at the end. I thought that was fantastic. But yeah, when he's talking about how you get comfortable, you know, writing the characters, and as you're going to write what a character does, sometimes it feels like the character writes itself because you know their traits so well. I can't believe they kill him. I'm a fan of the UK. I love your channel. This is my first time watching a live stream. We're new at it right now, so if it's a little glitchy. Speaking of which, a couple comments would help. We're doing good with quality-wise. We got another 7 minutes, and we're gonna shut it down. But that's a 40-minute. Hey, that's pretty good, right? Greetings from Finland. Greetings. Her death sort of goes into what she said, though. She's just a normal... Oh, I already read that. Voiceover reminded me. How am I getting these? Oh, I scrolled up on accident. Does printing defect affect value at all? Sometimes, yeah. It all depends. If it is... yeah, it all depends. If it's something like, you know, like a little smudge or something that could have gotten anywhere, then no. But if, for example, they forgot the color of The Walking Dead in like a stack of 100 or maybe only 4 or 5, yeah, that's worth a shit ton, you know, if it's a great issue. But like I said, if it's something silly and small, like maybe they smeared the barcode, it might not be worth, you know what I'm saying? It has to be something that is, I don't know how to explain it, but hopefully that explained it well. Where can you buy the Walking Dead comics at the moment? I'm a TV only fan, but would love to read the comics. You can buy the comics, you can buy the trade paperbacks. I have a video, if you look it up, how to start reading the Walking Dead comics. I've gotten a ton. I want to redo that video a little bit smoother. Let me know if I should do that for you guys who think it would help. But you can buy online, eBay, Image Comics. You can buy them. Skybound, you can buy the trade paperbacks, which collects them. You can buy the compendium. Highly recommend buying the compendium. It holds the first 48 issues and then the next 48 and so on. There's 3 of them out. Or look up your local comic book shop. But you can't find them anywhere else outside of that. You got to go to the specific shops that sell them. Did you like Rick and Carl hug parallel from A New Beginning? The Rick and Carl hug, you talking about where Carl said, Rick told Carl that fine, Carl can go to the hilltop and learn the, you know, I'm forgetting what that's called. The Blackstone? It doesn't matter. Yeah. They hugged. Was it at that same spot? I feel like it was right outside the house. I'm going to go back and double check with thank you, Blown Sinian. Nope, that was not the person who said that. Cameron Stewart. Yeah, thank you very much for bringing that to my attention. I'm going to look that up because if it's at the same spot, I think that is incredible because I think it was Carl who was leaning in to hug Rick in that moment. And now if you look, it's Rick leaning in to hug Carl. And it might mirror that. Germ the Worm. Does printing defect? We already talked about that. Sinian Blown. That's I can't be saying that right. Hey Ronnie, what would your reaction be if Carl and Rick would die in the same issue and it would just move forward? My reaction would be not a good one. I would be pissed. I think that hurts the story too much, almost to the point of no return. Hey Ronnie, Tom Riscape. Hello. Hiya. Dante Joyner. Hey Ronnie, at the end of season 7 with Negan and the Daviers, do you think that can lead into the comics where Rick and group approaches the Saviors at the fence to announce peace? Say what now? In the season. You know what? We're going to talk. This is only comic only. We're going to talk about the TV show in a coming video. And we have a live stream. Don't forget this weekend. So comic only. I don't mean to be a dick, but I want to stay on topic. Sorry, Dante. How much longer do you think Negan has on the show? We're going to talk about the show, like I said, in a different Q&A. You know what I mean. Different live. But I think he either has a very long time or season 8 is his last. Hey Ronnie, can you wait? I lost that. Is a blacksmith? Yes, a blacksmith. Yeah. Is it a blacksmith? Yep, it is. Most certainly. You think you was going to have a happy family? Question mark. Evening dinners with laughter and joy. Ride out under the sun setting. No weight on your shoulders. No, Rick, it doesn't work that way. Not at all. Yep. Judith DM. I'm so glad I came out to lunch at this time. Awesome. Thanks for joining us. More live videos. Hell yeah, Bradley. Angus McBride. Did you cry reading this? No, I didn't cry reading this. No, it didn't do it for me, but it was sad. It was definitely sad. It didn't hit me like that. That is a tasty burger. If this was on TV played out like that, I'd cry. Like if that was Michonne and it played out, especially with the powerful acting ability with the cast on TV, I'd bawl like a bitch. This is Tasty Burger. To all the people bitching that the Whisperer War was boring, are you fucking happy now? Colin McKinney, he did the period after every word, just saying. My favorite death may have been Morgan's because of his quote, "We get so focused on what we need that we stop caring about what other people..." But, oh, okay, I butchered that. It stayed with me to this day. Well, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing. John Zarita. Ronnie, I think there's something weird with Dwight. He wanted to kill Sherri last issue, and now he is sad because she died, and gives a weird glance at Rick. What do you think? I think it's just a simple fact of that shock. This is a person he loved. If he is pissed at Rick, I think it'll wear off. I think even Negan could be like, "Listen, Dwight, chill." Maybe Dwight even turns around to shoot at Negan, and then they gotta heal Negan or save Negan's life or something silly like that. But I think Dwight is just mad because he's seen someone he used to love dead, and it's just impulsive, maybe just eating at him. But I just don't see it turning him. I don't see it. Tom Escape. Hey, Ronnie, what do you think Dwight is going to do? He did not look happy. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see him turning on Rick and gang, Keith McIntosh. Hey, Ronnie, what do you think Negan will say about Andrea's death? I don't think he's gonna say anything more. I mean, he might say something comforting because Negan he knows when to shut it off. Even when people bust out crying in front of him, he knows like, oh shit, I was just joking. So I think he's gonna tread lightly. Alpha. If this was in animation, it would be sad as hell. I agree. Hey, Ronnie, I was always annoyed with the people bitching that nothing happened in the Whisperer War. How do you feel about them now that Andrea's dead? I don't think, for me, Andrea's death doesn't change, my feelings to what people felt about the Whisperer War. I understand to a degree, there's a lot of buildup. I definitely understand what they're saying. If they don't like the Whisperer War, I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as what some of them claim. Not at all. But I definitely understand with all the buildup, all the hype. I mean, we just had one war, now we're going into another one. And especially us on the internet talking, hyping it up. And I think the majority of us really thought something different was going to happen. It was going to be more focused on the war, the fighting, the killing. You know what I mean? And a beginning and an end of a war with the Whisperers. One or two might make it out of it. Lydia might spill over into other storylines. But yeah, I think we were so focused on that war that we weren't expecting issues or parts of the story to focus heavily on the saviors, on this stuff with Andrea. So I think that I get their disappointment. I don't agree with all of it, but I'm ready to move on. I want to see what the world of The Walking Dead. So if there is still crazy complaints, I don't agree with it. Dante Joyner. Now that Andrea's dead in the comics, do you think Rick will kill Negan now? No, Negan didn't do it. He doesn't have a reason. It wouldn't make sense to Rick, I don't think. Tom Escape. What do you think if Negan came out and was like, yeah, Andrea's a bitch, Rick, get over it? I think he'd probably try to kill him. What do you think Dwight's going to do now that we've seen him? What happened? Oh, man, lots happened, homie. What would you rank this issue? Top 10, top 50, top 100? That is rough. There's no way. There's no way I'm going to know that. I don't feel it's in my top 10. I tell you that. Listen, it was tough. It was sad. I liked Andrea, but I honestly don't think it's in the top 10. I have a feeling it's got to be in the top 50, maybe. Got to be in the top 50. Yeah, I think it has to be. But for me. But I don't think it's in the top 10. Brett Seherlier, I messed that up. Do you live in Florida? I can't believe you didn't see Wreck 1, 2, and 3. No, I don't live in Florida. It came out during droughts from zombie movies. Wreck 4 is horrible, but if you like Train to Busan. Well, what year did it come out? Because I was away for a while, so maybe I just didn't see it when it came out. Kalem Joseph. Can't wait to see Movie Idol's review. I'll check them out. Where is it at? I lost it. Hey, Ronnie. They have a new Negan shirt at Tino Evil. Love the content. Yeah, Tino Evil makes some cool shit. You convinced me to buy my first comic book. That is awesome. join it, because listen, here's the thing. Comic books got like this kiddie, it's for kids, it's for young people, and comic books are moving over into adult ideas, adult storylines. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, they always were. It's more now. It's so much more now. They're getting to the point where I feel like it is just like a novel with images. And I know that used to be something people used to say back in the day when the superhero stuff would get darker. But I think today that's right on point, because they got comic stories now that are just about real life, no superheroes, no crazy sci-fi shit. What do we got? Nicole Palmer. Definitely scared for Michonne right now, but I knew this ending was inevitable. No one is allowed happiness for too long in this world. Yeah, it's a damn shame. And I feel you on Michonne, but look at the bright side. Like I said, that's 2019 we'll see her death. Am I the only one that doesn't like the show Carl? No, there's a lot of people that don't like show Carl. There's a lot of people that don't like a lot of the actors, but yeah, there's a lot of people that are frustrated with show Carl. We're going to cut this short in just a couple minutes. I got to get going. I want to die again. Well, that sucks. Hey, Ronnie, they have a new Negan shirt. Oh, wait a minute. Why am I reading that again? What do you think the idea that Rick goes full-on fearless leader again and becomes the badass he was in All Out War? I hope he becomes a badass. I want him to start training again and loosen up that knee a little bit. He doesn't have to be full-blown. We could keep this leader Rick, but I still want him to, get a little more of that badass back. What did you think about Carl and Andrea talking to each other as mother and son? I liked it. I don't really think the come here son fit. I think it would have been better if she said come here Carl, and then finished it with I love you son, something a little bit different than that. I liked his mom entrance. I don't know. It's a little thing with me. I just felt like it would have flowed a little better and with their history, And I know there was a time skip of a couple years, but yeah, some of it stood out a little bit. Cameron, Ronnie, do you think Rick will ever find another love companion? Do you think that's it for now after Andrea? I think it should be it for now, for a little bit, definitely. So that's exciting. I mean, I know it doesn't really change a lot. You can have Rick, with a companion and still doing his story, but alone Rick, I don't know. Like, I'm excited for that. I want to see what happens. Hakeem, when will the Negan-Maggie confrontation happen? I don't know, but damn, I want it to happen soon, and I don't want them to breeze over it. I am worried in the next issue, Maggie's going to sit down and be like, yeah, Carl, so I know your dad's going through it, but we really need to talk about Negan being free. If that happens, I'm going to legit be pissed. Hannah, yeah, Negan versus Beta to protect the group and allow Rick to grieve. Hell yeah. How many issues did you get, Ronnie? I'm going to get at least 5. I only grab I have doubles I get every month, so I only grab my doubles. I'm probably good on that, though. But yeah, definitely grab a handful. Save them, you never know. Ronnie should kill Rick and take Rick's spot. Or, I'm sorry, Negan should kill Rick and take Rick's spot. I'd be pretty pissed if they did that. I want to see Maggie and Negan hook up. Butch Woods said that. I don't want to see that at all. Does Andrea's death affect the Ohio storyline in any way? No, I don't think it interferes in it or nothing like that. Negan wasn't in the final images of everyone. No, he was probably off somewhere. Zuri, hey Ronnie, comic Andrea is heavily overrated to me, so this issue to me was a waste. When are they going to do something with Magna? I don't know. I hope damn it, I want them to do something with Magna. I hope they don't do anything where they hook Rick and Magna up, but I would like to see her. And I know every time you put a female and a male together in anything on TV, in a comic, you always get a good chunk of people who come out immediately and say, oh man, they should be a couple. I don't like that. So when I say this, don't think a couple, but I would love to see Magna become like in Dwight's position, not taking Dwight's position, but to be Rick's number 2 without it getting intimate. I think they would be an awesome fit, because they had her mirror what he said when she got there. I think it would be an awesome slot to put that character in. Finally, we get some use out of her. Finally, she gets to start to develop more. We can get attached to her more. And it'd make her entrance in A New Beginning 10 times better than just, bringing us into the new world after the time skip. Hold on. I skipped a couple. I didn't want to. Where are they at? There we go. Alpha, you think Telltale should do a mini-series about the time skip? No. Nothing happened, And if they try to do one and then they say stuff happened, I feel like that might not work out so well. Callum, what do you think about Kenny from Telltale Games? He's okay. He wasn't my favorite. I'll be honest, I think he's overrated. I don't see what the hype is. But keep in mind, I only played the first game. Matthew Wilkinson. Maybe the Ohio group knows how to save Andrea. Yeah. Good luck there. When is Lee and Clementine going to arrive in Fear? Why would they arrive in Fear? I don't think that's going to happen. What did I miss? A lot. Michonne, new love interest. I don't know. You can't beat my eye patch and my godlike mustache. You're overrated, Kenny. Hey, Ronnie, would you like Negan to be good and a long-term survivor? This is a tricky one because I'm okay with him working with the good guys. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we saw his origin story. He wasn't an evil bad guy. You know what I mean? And I know you could say that was just fan service because we have his redemption song and all that stuff like that. But I don't want Negan to become a good guy. I want Negan to work with them, obviously, because it keeps him alive, and that's, from what we can see from the origin story, that's all he wanted, was to stay alive, and for the people he's with to stay alive. And that got twisted and demented, and maybe power even had a lot to do with it, and it just, corrupted him and made him something twisted. You know what I mean? So I want Negan to do the shit that good guys wouldn't do, so he could be on the good guy's side, but where a good guy would say, sneak up to somebody and not kill them and find out shit, or maybe if this is a future bad guy and a good guy wouldn't kill them because they're unarmed, like Negan just butchers them. You know what I mean? So I still want him to hold some of the bad guy qualities, but work with the good guys, Hey, Ronnie, would you like to see Negan? My Raisin 1. Rick will probably couple with Michonne now. I hope not. They got a good thing going. Especially if they want to do it, wait a while. Wait a long while. Cameron. Whole reason characters from the prison are still alive is because of Andrea. Andrea indirectly saved the world of The Walking Dead. Yeah, Andrea did kick some ass at the prison battle for sure. It's your boy Skinny. Have you played Season 3 of the Telltale Games? Nope. Do you think with Andrea's death, Rick will go off the hinges again, just like Laurie's death? Official Marmar asks. No, I think he'll go. I think his rage might creep up every now and then, a lot more often, but I don't think he's going to hallucinate. He might see her. I mean, I don't know. He might see her. He might hear of her voice or something, but I feel like that's over with. I feel like that trauma was the most traumatic thing. They were fleeing. She was fleeing with his newborn baby, and they were gunned down. That in a post-apocalypse where there's zombies, you know what I mean? That is traumatic as hell, and I feel like he built a tolerance towards trauma in a way. And even though he was like, I can't do this, I can't keep losing people, I feel like the trauma of losing Andrea wouldn't create him to, or cause him to see things and hear things. So I'm going to say no. How long will the time skip be? In the show, I have no idea. 2-3 years? 3-4 years? That's the best bet. No less than 2, no more than 4. What is your favorite issue ever? 132. I am the real Kenny, a god, go away imposter. The Lone Courier asked how... Hey, Ronnie, how's it going? Sorry. It's going good. Never end it, Ronnie. I gotta end it. I gotta get my kid from school. I'm leaving in 5 minutes. Dwight wasn't in those last images either. Dwight, yeah, Dwight is dealing with burying Sherri. Probably dealing with the Saviors, too. Dwight being pissed at Rick reminds me of Maggie after issue 100. I think Rick will be in a self-loathing mood and feel he deserves it, and the others will tell them to cut it out. Something like that is likely to happen. What do you think about Kenny from Telltale Games? Motherfuckers, you keep asking that shit. Kenny's overrated. Hi, Ronnie. Can you say hi to me? I've been subscribed for like 3 years. I don't know, since season 4. Laugh out loud. SWN Lazar 3. Hello. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. Discuss the Dead. I don't think Rick will have another love interest in the comic, to be honest. If he does, let's hope it's not for a while. Let's focus on the story and Rick moving forward with his family. Ian Coleman. So what happened with Dwight and the Saviors? They just disappeared. No answers. Well, they said they were taking care of that and help clean up. Don't forget, the gate is down. There's zombies all over the inside of Alexandria. And they said that Dwight has the Saviors actually helping out, if you can believe it or not. Master Keep. Seems like Michonne was trying to put her foot in already. Laugh my ass off. Oh, her and Rick have always been close like that. I'm not buying it. See what I mean? You get a guy and a girl, you get them somewhat close together, and people are thinking a little bit of something's going to happen. I don't think so. I don't think it's like that. James Dillon. Oh, fuck. There goes the comments. I hate when they do that. You think AMC can actually pull off the time skip? Yeah. Yeah, they just don't show it. Do you mean what it looks like after the time skip? That's real different. I don't know. That's a little rough because, you know, everywhere you film, you can't just put up a sign that says, don't mow here. Isn't that what they did in the first few seasons? Or if they're filming around town, isn't that what they do? They say, okay, don't mow this. That's not good enough for 6-7 years into the apocalypse or whatever it would be. Yeah, they need to start filming in areas that are just old and dirty and just unkept. Is that what it's called? So yeah, they could do the time skip easy, but rip Andrea. I like comic Michonne, but does it feel like if you go back and read the story, you could easily take her out and it would be just fine. Comic Michonne. Ooh, I don't know. Fun fact, I hated Michonne in the very beginning. I was so disappointed with comic Michonne up until, I have to say, I think it was the All Out Wars where I just started loving the hell out of Michonne. But when I first learned of the Michonne character in the comic, and this was during season 2, so okay, I didn't even know who she was in the show yet. She looked awesome. I loved visually how she looked. I thought she looked like such an awesome character. In the story though, she just entered the story and started blowing people. You know, she looked cool. She had pets. That was cool. I mean, visually it was great, but she just shows up. She's crazy. She blows a guy and then she tries to blow everyone else. You know, it's just like, fuck, this character's weak. But after a while, I think maybe the character changed, or the writing for the character changed, or maybe Kirkman started liking that character and appreciating that character, and that showed in the writing because she became, you know, something different, something better. Instead of just blowing random dudes, she started building relationships and growing closer to the people. I don't know. There's something about Michonne that was weak. So in that regard, I see what you're saying, but I still like her later on. And I think her story with the governor, I think that is really important. It's probably one of the most iconic, you know, story moments in the world of The Walking Dead for the comic book. Can you show the page she died on? I already did. You can scroll it back about like 40 minutes ago and you'll see it. I put it up right in the screen. Hey, Ronnie, shout out from the UK. Keep up the good work and the videos. Thank you, Martin Blake. I really appreciate that. Let me see here. What do we got? We got the super chats. In case I missed you, because we're going to end in a minute. Danny, huge thank you. We got the Map Fan family. Massive thank you. Lava. I was about to say Java. Lava J. Another huge thank you. And Kayla. Massive thank you for all the support with the super chats, guys. Those are going to help out in a big way. Let's get a couple more comments and shut her down. Just read it and so sad. Yeah, it sucks. In a sad way. Not sucks like it was stupid. I just read the comic this morning and I'm still trying to hold back tears. Who are some of the most overrated or underrated characters in the comic? I can make a whole... I can't do that off the top of my head right now, but I can make a whole video series on that. One for overrated and one for underrated. I think characters like Father Gabriel would probably get it, even though I started liking what they did with him towards the Whisper War. And they're doing it on the show a lot earlier, and I'm thrilled because of the actor. But I'd have to put him in overrated. You know, well, then again, he's not even overrated because people don't talk to him like that. I'd put Heath in overrated. I'd put him there, and I know I'll get some flack for that because I know a lot of people are all like, Heath this, what if Heath this and that, and blah blah blah. I think he's overrated on both the comic and the show. I would love to see the actor who's playing Heath get more material if that's possible. I think he's a very charismatic actor, and I would definitely love to get some more material with him playing Heath. But I think as of right now, for what we got, I think they're both overrated. I wonder if there's an underrated character that I could think off the top of my head. I don't know. I'll have to do videos on those. When will the radio group finally come into play? That's tricky. It's got to be soon. Because keep in mind, I don't think it was an accident that Siddiq found the radio. I'm sorry, Siddiq. I just don't think it's an accident. I'm joking. For some of you will know what I mean. They have to use that, I feel, or else it's just like, what? Why? You know, because Eugene doesn't want to tell Rick and them. But Siddiq found it. He can tell Rick and them. You know, he didn't promise Stephanie. That's the girl's name, right? He didn't promise Stephanie that he wouldn't say nothing. So I think soon. Time lapsed. Does Negan smoke weed? Pfft. TV Negan definitely does. I don't know about comic Negan. Laugh out loud. When will the radio... Oh, wait, read it. Zombie Guy, 1990. I like the ending message. Yeah, the ending was cool. Brandon Dorn. She could have went out in a better way. Disappointed by this. Well, we've talked about that earlier in this video. But, yeah, there's going to be a handful of fans that agree with you. The Game Chasers. Go fuck yourselves. I should read the comic. I only got into the show. Yeah, yo, I said the same thing. There was, what? The season 2 mid-season premiere or mid-season finale when they shot Sophia. I was so in love with how they ended that season, how they built it up. I loved it all, and I was just like, man, you know what? I want more of The Walking Dead. And then it was like light bulb. I remember someone saying it was based on a book or something, so I googled it and I ordered the first compendium. I didn't devour it right away. I remember I devoured the first compendium, and then I think I waited till season 3 to get the second compendium. But yeah, I was hooked, bro. And I was never into comics. I was into comics when I was like 11, I think 12, when I stopped reading them. And then when I was little. And then once I read The Walking Dead, man, next thing you know, I'm buying fucking toys and comics and, you know, collectibles and statues. Walking Dead ruined my life. Definitely Game Chasers. Definitely check out the Walking Dead comic. You might like that a lot. Anyone else who loves video game content, well, you probably definitely know who the Game Chasers are, but check them out. They go hunting some retro video games. Just a bunch of fuckboys, but check them out for real. They got some cool shit. Cameron Stewart, listening from the UK, trying to cram the last minute work for art deadline tomorrow. Well, good luck with that deadline, boy. What would you rate The Last of Us? 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Master Keep. They need to bring more shocking episodes like the Sophia death. I definitely did not see that coming. Yeah, I was so focused. That's why I love that structure. I was so focused on Shane. I forgot about Sophia. I didn't even care until they showed me I should care. And Sophia came out of the barn and I was like, fuck, that was deep, you know? Giorgino, Ronnie, do you think 168 will flash back to see what Dwight and Negan's saviors were doing while Andrea was dying? Or even just cut to look at where... That could be. You might be right. They could do that. They might do that. The Lone Courier, and then we could possibly know that they flash back because of Negan saying he's gonna go say his goodbye to Andrea and shit like that. So there's ways they could make that work. Ronnie, how do you feel about season 5 of the TV show? I've been watching it again, and I feel like I've got a newfound appreciation for it. I like season 5. I like season 5. I haven't rewatched it in a while, but I like it a lot. The only one that I got frustrated with rewatching was season 3, but rewatching them, season 5, I still don't like the hospital stuff. I can watch it without going, oh, change the shit. You know what I mean? I can marathon it, but I still wish they did something different with Beth. I almost wish the Beth character wasn't even in the show, and they didn't even do that with the hospital. I didn't like it. Negan versus Winslow. That'd be cool to see. Abraham might have took some. I don't know what he's talking about. You think we could get hit with a Whisper of War 2? Or are there too few left? You know what? We could possibly get another skirmish. I think they should avoid calling it a Whisper of War, though. You know what I mean? No more calling it a war until later. Shut up about The Last of Us, homie. Yeah, homie. Whoever brought that up. Game Chasers, I think I will. Yeah, definitely check it out. And then you can probably just look it up online, you know what I mean, for free. And if you like it, go cop the compendium. If you don't, then don't fucks with it, yo. So the Saviors think Sherri is with Rick the whole time. Can someone paint this in a way that isn't ridiculous? No, I can't. The Saviors gotta know something's up. For me, comic Tyrese and Maggie are overrated, while comic Billy Green and Dr. Alice from Woodbury. Wait, for me, comic Tyrese and Maggie are overrated, while Billy Green and Dr. Alice for Woodbury. Tyrese is one I'd put up. Tyrese didn't do anything for me. He's one that, he looked cool with the trench coat and stuff, but he's one that, yeah, I think he might be overrated. I'll give you that. I'd probably have him on my overrated list. Is it true the comic Negan has 3 testicles? I don't know. Ronnie, how do you feel about people? Ronnie, how do you feel about people turning conveniently for the person that loves them has to kill them factor? Yeah, we can nail them for that. At least in this one, though, they did the whole waiting thing. They used the whole issue. They had panel after panel of people meeting her and time passing, so... I'm not going to knock the comic, but yeah, in the show, in the comic, it's becoming a little too convenient where people die slowly and the people who love them sit and wait. Why don't you apply to the Talking Dead Ultimate Walking Dead fan? They don't put my post up, so I'm not wasting my time. You put a video in, like a video application, and I did it the first year. They got it, they accepted it, they sent me a confirmation, but they just never put it up. And again, I said this a million times. I think I have, but I think I know why. It's because they want a certain type of person. And the first fan they picked, the first super fan, he was a teacher with a whole classroom cheering him on. That's perfect for TV. If you're on the board of workers who picks that type of shit, yeah, you got to pick the teacher. It sells. That's like a sales pitch on TV. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's a waste of time. Personally, that's why I don't apply. But I got to get going now. I got to go get Juliet. Remember, we're going to do a Walker Withdrawal Wednesday video later tonight. And then this weekend, we are going to do a live stream on Friday, if I can do it. And then possibly a second live stream on Saturday, an hour each. Just to kind of work out more kinks and maybe discuss more of The Walking Dead or some other stuff you guys. I'll do like a Walking Dead one, and maybe I'll do like a random ask whatever, Walking Dead, Predator, Last of Us, whatever you want to talk about, just do it. All right, guys, I seriously got to get going. Got to pick up Juliet. Thank you very much for coming by and checking out the live stream. I was only going to do 20 minutes and it ended up being an hour. Let me know if you like the 20-minute review for the issue better, or do you like a live stream if I can do it. I'll see what I can do. Anyway, thoughts and opinions about this issue down in that comment box. I definitely want to go back and reread them. I'm done talking. It's your turn. Now, as I look for the stop button...